All right, Shalom. First off and foremost, as always, I want to say call Halim La, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Akakwadash. Double honor being to the elder apostles of Great Millstone that do rule and teach well. And of course, as always, I want to say Shalom to Ankim out there that's pushing his word through the spirit, through the power, and through the name of Yahweh, Bahashem, Shai, Bahashem, Akakwadash. All right, so this is actually a an article that I came across on newsbreak.com. All right. And this app, or website, if you will, this was actually, I came across this app or website, I'm going to say a few months back, and it allows me to keep up, with like local things going on in Rochester, New York, and things, in America, if you will, or, privacy, to nip it in the bud. But this is also a good a source to use, if you want to add another a source to your arsenal, as far as being a watchman for Yahweh Shemal Shai, to warn the sheep, because that's our job as servants, prophets, is to feed and warn the sheep of the Lord of Yahweh Shemal Shai, and to warn the people, warn Jake. Okay, but right here, like I said, this is all from newsbreak.com, and the title says Nuclear Attack. New York, one of the worst places to live in America. Okay, and it says fears of a nuclear attack are unfortunately growing, and it turns out New York State is not a good place to live. All right, and really, that's not unfortunate. Okay, because well, I'm gonna say this: it's fortunate to us, the ones that the ones in the truth, the know. Because that's good news, because we want to see these places be destroyed. Okay, all right, Babylon is bound to be destroyed and overthrown according to the scriptures. Okay, so that's good news for us, but bad news for y'all people, because y'all just people out there, they're just reserved unto fire. Okay, as it says in the book of 2 Peter, the 3rd chapter. All right, and it says, and it turns out New York State is not a good place to live. Recently, Russian President Vladimir Putin hinted nuclear weapons might be used to defend Russia following these comments. The United States warned Russia, quote unquote, of disastrous consequences if Russia uses nuclear weapons in Ukraine. Okay, so right there, hey man, right there is that's a rumor of war. That's a war threat. Okay, you have the whore, which is America, saying to the bear, Russia, if you use nuclear weapons in Ukraine, there's going to be a disastrous consequences. All right, and and soon, this all these talks of World War III and all these, these building blocks are gonna eventually lead up to the full breakout of World War III. Okay, which will be the final woe. Okay, and if you keep reading, it says President Joe Biden said Russia's threats showed a reckless disregard for the nuclear treaty. Because if you didn't know, I believe back in the 1980s, the 1980s, you had the Russians and the Americans. They made a nuclear treaty. All right, I believe it was during the Cold War. Okay, and right here we have Joe Biden saying that Russia is showing a reckless disregard for that treaty. Okay, so soon as you already know soon is gonna pop off into something huge, which is war. Okay, and that's what we hasten. We hasten in prophecy to be fulfilled. The mandatory the mandatory sea hipping, if you know what I mean, World War III. Okay, shit hitting the fan, Jacob's trouble. And ultimately the return of our Lord and Savior Yahushua. Okay, so we are waiting on things, as far as prophecy goes. Okay, meanwhile, people here, they're waiting on New Year's. They're waiting on Christmas and Halloween and Thanksgiving and things of that nature. But now we're waiting on prophecy to be fulfilled, man. Okay, and real quickly, I wanted to make a point. It says that if you read the the article, the title of the article says nuclear attack, New York, one of the worst places to live in America. Now that's false because America as a whole is worse in itself. Okay, it don't matter where you at in America. America's bad in a whole. Okay, New York in a nutshell is horrible. Okay, Babylon is horrible. This is a place of wickedness, a place of abominations. Okay, and that's why it's gonna be destroyed. All right, so New York State, they say maybe one of the worst places to, places to live in America, but America, in a whole is gonna get burned up. Okay, so technically in America, America is gonna get attacked. Okay, by these other nations. Because why? Because that's according to prophecy. Okay, but back to the point. I'm gonna keep reading to get some scriptures. All right. So I'm gonna keep reading. It says, for the first time since the Cuban Missile Crisis, we have a direct threat of the use of a nuclear weapon. In fact, things continue down the path they are going. Biden said late week in New York. We have not faced the prospect of Armageddon since Kennedy and the Cuban Missile Crisis. All right. And guess what? Armageddon is about to come. Okay. And I believe in the Hebrew, Armageddon, I believe you say it, Armageddon, I believe. I believe you say it like that in the Paleo Hebrew. Okay. And real quickly, the word Armageddon, just to get the meaning of it. Let's see. I'm going to the online etymology dictionary. All right. And the word Armageddon, it says a cataclysmic final conflict. All right, and what's that final conflict? World War III. That's the final that's gonna be the end all be all, man, for Babylon. Okay, because that's when this place is gonna get nuked. This place is gonna get destroyed, and also in the midst of that, you're gonna have the Yahweh Shai returning. Okay, so it's all gonna come together, man, like a puzzle. Okay, the Lord is the ultimate chess player. The Lord Yahweh Shai is the ultimate strategist. Okay, so this place is going down by way of a final conflict. Just like that song, the final countdown. That's it right there. We're waiting on the final countdown. Okay, and that's America to be overthrown. All right, and real quickly, just real quick, the word cataclysmic, it means disastrous. Okay, so it's going to be a very disastrous event, that's going to, overthrow this whore, okay, Babylon. All right, and that's going to be through World War III, okay, all right, through nuclear warfare, okay. And if you keep going, it says 24/7 Wall Street look into the worst places to be if there's a nuclear attack on America. And guess what? It's not a matter of if, but when. Because, they're saying if, but no. The scriptures say when. Okay, it's a guarantee that this place is going to get destroyed. It's a guarantee. It's no if, ands, or buts. There's no way getting around it. Okay? People, listen, prophecy cannot be offset. Okay? It says, unfortunately, the New York and the tri-state area was named the second worst place to live in regards to a nuclear attack. All right. It says that the U.S. largest metro economy and the most densely populated metro area, New York City, is a highly likely civilian target. Home to Wall Street, the city was already the target of several terrorist attacks, including, the 9/11 attacks that crippled the city for days. The New York Stock Exchange closed for 4 days, its longest shutdown since 1933. Perhaps as a result, the city is far more prepared than most. Still, evacuating from Manhattan has proven to be very difficult. The website states about New York. Okay, and that was the whole point of this article. And actually, it's more. It goes further down. I'm not gonna read all that. Actually, if you feel like reading, and you have time to read, the article, I'll just put in the link. So that way, you brothers and sisters can read it if it was in spirit to read, this article, but nonetheless, let's get some quick precepts and we can close off on that. And Lord as well, this lesson is making sense and this is edifying, okay? All right, this is the book of actually, let me get this one. You know, oldie, this oldie but goodies. This is it right here. All right, this is Revelation 11 and verse 14. It says the second woe was past, which is talking about World War II. Okay, I believe that was taking part in the 1940s. I believe. Okay, actually, let's look it up real quick. Let's see when World War II was fought. Okay, yep. So World War II started in 1939 and ended in 1945. Okay. So the second war was talking about World War II. Okay, and it says the second war was past, and behold, the third war coming quickly. Okay, World War III is coming quickly, man. Okay, and that's what we hasten. We hasten the prophecy, man. We know we're hastening things to be fulfilled because the the days that we get through here in captivity is a day closer to the kingdom. Okay, and also that means that it's a day closer to prophecy being fulfilled. Okay, and to prove that, let's get this. This is the book of Habakkuk 2 and verse 3. It says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time. Okay, and we're living in that appointed time. Okay, we're living in these last days. Okay, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Meaning what? Meaning that the end, the prophecies are gonna become manifest to the point where you can't deny them. Okay, to the point where people can't scoff at the Lord's word. All right, because it's gonna be in plain sight. Okay, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Meaning what? Meaning the prophecy is gonna be fulfilled. Right? Though it tarry, wait for it. Okay, right, man, wait for it. All right, it may not seem like it's gonna happen right away, but guess what? The Lord is working. Okay, the Lord is working on the minds of these people, to further push prophecy. Okay, the Lord is working on the minds of these elites, these world leaders, these politicians, the people that are empowered to make laws and things of that nature. The Lord is working their minds so that way prophecy can be fulfilled. Okay, and it says, though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. Right, it would not tarry. Okay, so don't fret, don't trip out. The Lord is doing everything right. Okay, the Lord got it. The Lord knows what he's doing. Okay, and all we got to do is wait for the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shai, keep our faith, keep enduring to the very end, keep calling on his name, and just keep pushing, man. That's all you got to do. And, of course, be patient. Okay, we got to keep suffering for the sake of Yahweh Shai, for the sake of the elect. Okay, we got to keep going. Okay, and it says, though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. All right, guess what? Meaning it's gonna come to pass. It's gonna happen. It's gonna be a guarantee. Okay. This is the book of Malachi 4. Actually, I don't want to get that. Let's get that last. Okay, but first, let's get this. Actually, get this in Joel. All right, this is Joel 3 verse 1. It says, for behold, in those days and in that time when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, I will also gather all nations and will bring them down to the valley of Jehoshaphat, and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. Okay, so the Lord is going to bring them into the valley of Jehoshaphat. All right, these nations, the Americans, the Russians, everybody is going to get mingled in down to the valley of Jehoshaphat and collide together for World War III. Okay, that's how the Lord's going to judge them. All right, and the word Jehoshaphat, it means Yahweh Shaphat. Okay, meaning the Most High's judgment. Okay, the Most High is going to judge these nations, for what they've done to us, the nation of Israel. Okay, and it says, and will plead with them for my people and for my heritage Israel. And the word plead means what? If you go into this word in Joel 3 and 2, go into the word plead, it means to judge. Okay, let's get that real quick. All right.
Strong's H8199. Shaphat. Shaphat.
All right. He's saying Shaphat, but really it's Shapat. All right. And it says to judge, right? To govern, to vindicate, to punish. Okay. So the Lord is gonna punish or judge, these nations that are gonna be in the valley of Jehoshaphat, which will, be that Armageddon, if you will. That's gonna be the final conflict. Okay. That's gonna be a very disastrous, war. Okay. Because real quickly, go to Isaiah 9 and verse 5, it says, for every battle of the warrior is with confused noise, right? You got the noise of you got war cries, you got horses galloping, you got arrows flying, just watch movies like 300, watch movies like, Troy, or, Braveheart. I mean, not, yeah, Braveheart or Patriot. Those are good movies to watch when it comes to war. Okay. And also those are good movies to watch when it comes to history as well. Okay. But also, too, if you keep going, it says, and garments rolled in blood, right? But this, okay, meaning what? Meaning World War III, but this shall be with burning and fuel of fire. Now, one would ask, now, what does that mean? That means nuclear fire, nuclear war, okay, nuclear warfare, okay, advanced nuclear warfare, because all these nations, Elam, East India, the whore, America, okay, Britain, Russia, Iran, North Korea, okay, so on and so forth. All the nations have, high level, nuclear artillery. Okay, you can read that real quickly in the book of Joel. I'll get it real quickly, All right, I'm gonna get to the point. Joel 2 and verse 2, and it says, a day of darkness and of gloominess, a day of clouds and of thick darkness. As the morning spread upon the mountains, a great people and a strong. Okay, and that people is talking about, the missiles, okay, the nuclear missiles. All right, it's not talking about actual people. Okay, and it says a great people and a strong, there have not been ever the like, neither shall be any more after it, even to the years of many generations. Why is that? Because at this present time, these nations have, high level, artillery, that's capable of nuclear destruction. Okay, that's why it says now there shall be any more after it, because this is the last war. This is World War III. This is Armageddon. Okay, this is the final conflict. Okay, that's why he said, what's in that? I believe Albert Einstein. He said, after World War III, it's going to be like sticks and stones to be used, to fight with, meaning that after World War III, that's it. It's going to be utter destruction. That's going to be the end all be all of Esau, ever, ever ruling. And then that's going to be the establishment, the commencement of the nation of Israel being in power for all eternity. Starting off with the Yahushai, the 12, the elect, so on and so forth, unto the rest of the nation of Israel. Okay. And it says, now there shall be any more after it, even to the years of many generations. Okay. So that's why it says there have not been ever the like, because the nations are, they're top notch when it comes to, their nuclear capabilities. Okay. So let's end off one here. All right. Malachi 4:1, and it says, behold, it says, for behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yea, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble. Okay. Because that article said what? It said that, it said that NYC is the worst place in America, if you will, to, for a nuclear attack. Well, guess what? America in a whole is the worst place to be, for a nuclear attack. Okay, because Babylon is gonna be destroyed. Okay, utterly destroyed. Okay, not just NYC, not just Los Angeles or Texas, but America altogether. Okay. That's why it says, if you read Joel 2, and I believe like verse 3 says that, it says before them it was a garden of Eden, but after them it was a desolate wilderness, meaning that, right now everything is intact, everything is cool and peachy, but once those nukes hit, America is going to look like a wasteland, okay, a desolation, a desolate wilderness, Okay, it's gonna look like a wildfire hit America times 10. Okay, that's why he says it's gonna be stubble. Okay, that's why he says it's not gonna, that's why he says it's gonna burn as an oven. Okay, because there's not gonna be nothing left here in America. Babylon, excuse me. Babylon's gonna be just like in Lion King. It's gonna be an elephant graveyard. Okay, nothing but vultures over here. Nothing but all kinds of fowls of the heavens, different creatures. It's gonna be you know a complete desolation. Okay, so back in Malachi 4:1, and it says, "And the day that cometh shall burn them up, said the Lord of hosts, that it shall neither leave them root nor branch." Okay, so the people that out here that's just living in America, just living obliviously, they're gonna go. Okay, the 2/3 they're gonna go, but of course they're gonna come back in the kingdom through the elect. Of course, the heathen, they're gonna go. Okay, even the animals, they got to go too, because these animals, you know, hey man, they're gonna go right now, but they're gonna come back too. So everything that you see right now, the animals, nature, the trees, everything, the people, the cars, the women, everything is gonna burn up, except for the Lord's elect. Okay, the 144,000, 12,000 men out of each of the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. Okay, also too, followed by the 1/3, which will be consisting of the men and women and children. The families of the prophets. The helps of the prophets. The friends and the believers. Okay, so the Lord's gonna bring straight fire to Babylon. Okay, but also on the flip side, the Lord's gonna bring deliverance to the elect. Okay. So with that being said, I just want to say, call Lam La, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Kakodash. Double honor being to the elder apostles, the great millstone that do rule and teach well. And I want to say shalom to the house of David. Lord's will, you edify through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shai. Shalom.